Hello, in this video we are going to discuss a word problem question about fraction that is taken from my PALS workbook for grade 5. Okay, so let's start. Number 7. Mr. Hong had some milk. She used a sixth of it to bake some waffles and 300 milliliter to bake a pie. After baking the waffles and the pie, she had half of the milk left. How much milk did Mrs. Hong have at first? So when we are dealing with this kind of situation, we have to remember that we shouldn't assume anything first. I'll go one by one, step by step. So Mrs. Hong had some milk. This is the milk. Okay, I draw it. She used a sixth of it to bake some waffles. She used a sixth to bake some waffles. So I'll draw yellow for that. So this is for waffle, okay? She used 300 milliliter to bake a pie. But we do not know whether 300 milliliter is 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, or maybe 1.5 unit. We never know, right? So we put that on hold. Now, after baking the waffle and the pie, she had 1/2 of the milk left. So from all the milk here, we can see I have 6 units. She only had half left, which is the 3 here. This is what's left. Okay, so now we know that this is what's left. It's pretty much easy to assume which one is the 300 milliliter then. So we know that 300 milliliter is the 2 unit. Now, how much milk did Mrs. Hong have at first? So we want to know everything, right? But what we know right now is 2 unit is equals to 300 milliliter. So 1 unit is equals to 300 divided by 2 or per 2. Well, it might be confusing. So let me use division symbol. Divided by 2. So it become 150 milliliter. That is 1 unit. Remember the question asks how much milk did Mrs. Hong have at first. So what we want to know is the 6 unit because that's what she had at first before making waffles or baked pie. So 6 multiplied by 150 and then the answer that we get is 900 milliliter. That's the that's how much milk Mrs. Hong have at first. So Mrs. Hong have 900 milliliter of milk at first. Let's go to number 8. Amelia wanted to redeem a voucher. She had only 3/5 of the total number of points needed. After she earned another 50 points, she still needed 3/10 of the total number of points. How many points did Amelia need to redeem the voucher? Okay, reading this, why is it so long? Sometimes it's confusing, right? Let's do it step by step. Amelia wanted to redeem a voucher. So to redeem this voucher, she needs some number of points. That's the thing that we are going to draw here. This is all the point, okay? She had only 3/5 of the total number of the point needed. So up from this, she had only 3. That is what she had. After she earned another 50 points, she still need 3/10. She still need 3/10. So you know that these 2 white color, which we don't have any color, is what is left, right? The point that she needs. From the point that she needs here, she received 50, and in the end, of course, meaning like maybe she get this much, maybe she get this much, maybe all of them. We never know how much it is in a unit. But then we know it's 50 point and the rest is 3/10. Now, how can we show 3/10 from the one that is white here? It's the number is quite easy because right now 35 is I divided into 5 and I only have 3. 3/10 is the same. But then remember, the amount that she needs for the voucher do not change. So the box have to stay. How can I add more box if I cannot make another box? I cannot draw another box on the right side here. I cannot do that. But I need to show 3/10, meaning I need more cuts in this point or in this box. I simply have to cut them because I have 5 at first. If I cut each box into 2, I will get 10. Okay, we can check. We can check the total from the total number of points that she had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she had 6/10, and if you simplify them, it's become 3/5, which is, yeah, correct, right? That's why only cutting it will not change the amount of points she needed. Now, after she had 50 points, which we don't know where, she still need 3/10, which is this one. I will color it in red. This is the part that she needed still. So, can we guess which one is the 50 points? The 50 points is here. So lucky for us, we know 1 unit is equals to 50 points. So if I want to know how many points did Amelia need to redeem the voucher, she needs 3 units. So 3 multiplied by 50, the answer is 150 points. That's how much she needs to redeem the voucher. Let's continue to number 9. A group of people played games during recess. Half of them played ball games, a fifth of the remaining pupils played hide and seek, and the rest played tag. 12 fewer pupils played hide and seek than tag. How many pupils played tag? Oh, let's do the same thing. A group of pupils played games during recess. Okay, I do not know how much of them. I'll just assume this much. Half of them cut them into play ball games. So the one in red will be the one who played ball. Now, 1/5 of the remaining played hide and seek. 1/5 of the remaining played hide and seek. So the remaining, which is the white color, I have to show 1/5, meaning I have to cut them into 5 boxes, and remember, this is half of all students, right? Meaning for the one who played ball games, we have to cut it as well so that we are not confused, to keep the unit on the same size, or else the one that is red in color now is bigger than the one for each unit that is in white. So it's not okay. Let's cut them because we know that we cut them into 5. We do the same thing with the red color here. Again, you can check. The red color is 5/10, so it's actually half. The same with the question, right? Now 1/5 of the remaining pupils played hide and seek, which I will color in green. 1/5 of the remaining, so meaning this one. This is. And the rest played tag. I will color it in blue. Played tag. So I know this is ball, this is tag, and the green is the hide and seek. Now 12 fewer pupils played hide and seek than tag. I can just simply bring the hide and seek here and then the tag game here. Now, I know that hide and seek only 1 box, while the tag, there are 4 boxes, right? So I know that for the hierarchy, there are 12 fewer pupils. So meaning this is the fewer part. Only 3 boxes. This is 12. So now I know 3 unit equals to 12 pupils. So 1 unit equals to 12 divided by 3 equals to 4 pupils. Let's try the question again. How many pupils played tag? We want to know all of them. All of the one who played tag is 4 unit. So we have 4 unit multiplied by 4 pupils. We have 16 pupils. So there are 16 pupils played tag altogether. Quite simple, right? Let's go to number 10. Kenny spent $80 of his allowance on food, 2/5 of the remainder on stationery, and saved the rest. He saved a third of his allowance. How much was Kenny's allowance? Well, after reading this, we actually should do from the allowance. But then that means I will change the method that we have been using since number 1, which will be confusing. So let's stick with the step or with the method that we keep on using. We read the sentence one by one from the beginning and try to make sense out of it. Kenny spent $80 of his allowance on food, meaning I will draw something. What will it be? This will be the allowance, all of the allowance. I do not know how much is $80, but I will just assume $80 is this much. Okay, it's not wise to put it in half because I don't even know if $80 will be in half. I'm not sure whether it will be more or less than half. I'll just assume at first. Okay, this will be $80. I will just write it inside. $80 and this will be on food. Now 2/5 of the remainder on stationery and save the rest. So this is the white color is the remainder, right? I want to show 2/5 of it. So how do I do that? This is what I will do. I will cut it in 5 and then I will color the 2 of them. I will color it yellow. This is for the stationery. And then the last one, which is the green, which is the blue, will be the one that I save. So this is save. This is stationery. How much was Kenny's allowance? Okay, when you read the word, this word, he saved a third. So this 3 box is actually a third. We cannot say that this 3 is 3/6. It's not, because we know that the red color here, the 80, we do not know how much unit it is. Okay, it can be actually 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, 5 unit, 6 unit, we never know. But we know this 3 unit here is actually 1/3. So he saved 1 out of 3. He saved 1 unit out of the 3 from all his allowance. But then the one that we have here is different. He saved 3 out of, I do not know how many units are there in all, but I know he saved 3. Let's check how much he has saved actually. He saved 1 out of 3. This is the actual fraction. This is the fraction that we are having at the moment. So can you guess what is the denominator there, or the total allowance? At first, it's actually 1 out of 3, so the total allowance is 3 unit, right? But then in the next one, in the one that we have right now, he actually saved 3 unit. But remember, we cannot just add the one he saved. So we just cut it into more part. This situation, 1, 2, 3, you multiply by 3, so you do the same thing. Multiply by 9. Multiply by 3, I mean. Multiply by 3 and then you get 9. So what he saved here is actually 3/9. Now ask yourself, if he saved 3/9, meaning he saved 1/3, right? Which is correct. So now we want to create this box here into 3/9, meaning the total is 9 unit. This is when we know that the 80 here is actually too small. How many unit is 80? Remember that we need 9 unit. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the rest must be in 80. How many unit are there? There will be 4 unit. So I have to cut the 80 into 4 unit. But we notice that, hey, it's not big enough. Yes, I know. So there are 2 ways you can just add the box, but I will still cut it here. And we have to assume that these all units are equal. Okay, this is 80. So we know that 4 unit is equals to $80. 1 unit will be equal to 80 divided by 4, $20. So now we want to know how much Kenny's allowance, meaning all of them, right? And all of them we have established just now that it is 9 unit. So it is 9 multiplied by 20, $180. So Kenny's allowance is $180. That's how you do number 10. It might be confusing. You might want to repeat the explanation again. All in all, we refer to the information given by the question. Number 11. Mr. Wong saved a sixth of his pay and spent 7/8 of the remainder. He then divided the remaining amount equally between his 2 children. Each of his children received $175. How much was Mr. Wong's pay? Again, let's draw the payment. I do not know how big. Assume this big. He saved a 6, so let's put a 6 there. I don't think it's a good line. Let's make some good line there. So this is a 6th. I will color it in blue. This is 1/6, which is the one he saved. He spent 7/8 of the remainder. 7/8 of the remainder. This is the tricky part. What he have here is actually only 5/6. How can we show 7/8 of the remainder? And one of the trick is we create the part here. Remember, okay, this is not Mr. Wong's payment. This is only Mr. Wong's money after he saved 1/6. Now from this bit, as you can see, it is equal size on the top. That's how I do it, so that it's easier for us to perceive it visually. I cut it into 8 units. And 7 of them is used for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them is used, he spent it for something, and then he divided the remaining, which is this one, into 2 children. Each child is $175. So if I want to ask you how much each of them, how can we do that? Or how much is 1 unit? We know that 1 unit will be equal to 175 multiplied by 2. Because 1 unit is for 2 children, right? 1 child receives 175. So 1 unit is equals 175 multiplied by 2. We have $350. If I know 1 unit is $350, I will count how much unit is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to count the remainder after the saving, which is the 8 unit. So I'm going to count 8 unit equals to 350 multiplied by 8. Quick counting, you get $2,800. Now this $2,800 is actually the 5 unit at the top here. So now we count 5 unit is actually 2,800. So 1 unit at the top is 2,800 divided by 5. The 1 unit on the blue and the 1 unit on the red are 2 different units. That's why 1 unit, each of their unit hold different amount. This is $560 per unit. The question is how much was Mr. Wong's pay, which is all of the unit at the top, right? So what we want to know is actually 6 unit. So 560 multiplied by 6 to get $3,360. So Mr. Wong's pay is $3,360. That's how you do number 11. Let's go to number 12. An egg-seller ordered 600 duck eggs and chicken eggs altogether. We don't know how much each of them, but yeah, in total it's 600. The number of duck egg was 2/5 of the total number of eggs. Some chicken egg broke during delivery and the number of duck egg became 8/15 of the total number of egg. How many chicken egg were broken? So we know that this seller ordered 600. Okay, just assume that this is the 600 because this is all the things that he ordered, right? 600. The number of duck egg was 2/5. Okay, I have to cut them into 2/5 and sorry, I have to cut them into 5 and then show the 2/5. This is for the duck. And remember that this one, because it's only duck egg and chicken egg, the 3 unit here is chicken. Okay, now we had the duck and the chicken. Can we know how much each of them? Of course we can, yeah. We can just divide 600 with 5, you get 1 unit, and then the answer later multiply by 2, you get the number of duck. You multiply by 3, you get the number of chicken, but we do not really need that at the moment. So some chicken egg were broken. If I have to visualize it, it will be like this probably. Or we don't know, maybe it's this much. We do not know how much that actually break during the delivery, but we know it should be, it should make the egg smaller than before. We know that it will make the chicken egg part smaller than before. Now I will draw another one here, but I will stop somewhere in here. Now I know that the duck do not change, so the amount of the duck do not change. Okay, it's still here, but it is 8 unit out of 15 of the total number of 8. So this part here is 8 unit. 8 unit. You draw 8 unit there. If the duck 8 unit, how much unit is the chicken part? Remember that the total is 15, so the chicken part will be 7. Okay, I'm sorry, I will put this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8 unit is the duck still, and now the 7 unit here is the chicken. How many chicken eggs were broken? It turns out we need to know how much it is before and after. So let's check this first. From this one, we know that 5 unit equals to 600 eggs. So 1 unit will be 600 divided by 5, 120 eggs. So we know duck, because we have 2 units, so 2 multiplied by 120 become 240, and then chicken is 3 multiplied by 120 become 360. Now we know this. We know the duck is 240. We know the chicken is 360. When we look at the bottom here, we know the duck do not change. So we know that this is still 240, right? So what we do is 8 unit is actually 240. So 1 unit is 240 divided by 8 equals to 30. Then we want to find the chicken after some of them breaks. So I want to find the 7 unit, which is 7 multiplied by 30. The answer is 210 eggs. Then I can simply do this. I can simply, at first there are 360 chicken eggs, and then after it break, it's only 210 eggs left. So 150 is broken during the delivery. So there were 150 eggs, 150 chicken egg broke during the delivery. Okay, that's basically it. That's how we do or we solve this word problem of fraction. That's taken from my Pulse Year workbook for grade 5. I hope it helps you. And I'll see you again in the next one. Goodbye.